Good morning, crew. It is Monday, the 29th of September, and I'm making a quick video here to tell you about our day yesterday. We had a nice day with a couple different friends. I had a nice day with a couple different friends. But we started out in the morning. I'm still waking up early. Actually, right now it's 4:30 in the morning, and I've been already up for an hour. Went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. Um, uh, yeah, I'm getting quite a bit of sleep, but it's on a kind of a weird schedule, and I probably could use an extra hour every night. But that's tough to complain about. Um, so. I did the same thing yesterday. Got up really early, and spent a bunch of time editing pictures and video to get that up. But the nice thing about that is, it gets done early in the morning, and by the time we're hitting sunrise, it's there's other things to do. So actually, I went running with Sarah. I know it's the second time I went running. So yeah, we ran 3 miles, and my legs feel pretty good. And then we didn't walk with the neighbors because on Sunday that doesn't happen. But we were scheduled to have breakfast with our friend David. So he came over a little before 11, and we had a nice breakfast and went for a walk with him. And then at 1 o'clock, my friend Emmer picked me up to take me to the Carnarvon football match. The Oval, where you've seen, I've gone to other matches previously, they're rebuilding the pitch right now. And it's interesting because Carnarvon, their hated rivals are Bangor, which is the closest stadium, and they basically decided they couldn't use the Bangor stadium this year because they're their hated rivals. So they instead are going all the way to Sandina, and which is, I don't know, 45-minute drive from here. So anyway, I went with Emmer and his son Mike. And Mike is spelled Meic. Good Welsh spelling there, and had a really nice time with them. Actually, Mike is an audio engineer who has worked in television and radio, and I don't know if I told you about this, but he did a podcast, a true crime short series called, I don't know if it's called The Crossbow Murderers, or The Crossbow Murder, or it's on Anglesey, and it was really interesting. Anyway, I listened to it a year or two ago, and he did a great job. He's really good at his job. So anyway, it was fun talking with Mike, and then Emmer. Unfortunately, the Coveys had a lousy match. They went into the weekend in second place on the table on goal difference, but on the same number of points. But then they lost 3-0 yesterday, and it was really interesting because they didn't play with an intensity and purpose that was necessary. And the team they're playing, Cardiff Met, came out just with a high press and team press that they executed really well. Actually, all 3 of their goals came off the press. Actually, I'll put a link to the highlights of the match below, because they post them on YouTube, and you can see the goals. But the footage that you're seeing here, a lot of it is, towards the end of the match, there was the captain of the Cardiff Met team was this guy who looks like he'd just been in a fight. He has a black eye. Looks like he has a bruised jaw and a band around his head. And he he was an animal out there, man. The guy, he just had a ton of energy. Not a big guy. You'll see in some of this footage, he's going up against Adam Davies, this striker for the for Carnarvon, who's a big dude, and he just dominated Davies physically, and he's so much smaller. And he was out there just yelling at his teammates, and you know, the kind of guy who you hate to play against. But super impressed with him. I mean, he basically, it was almost like he willed his team to the win. Carnarvon appeared to have the better skilled player. You know, the players, you know, they're on the ball, they were better. But Cardiff Met just like came out just with this attitude, like they were just going to crush Carnarvon, and that's what happened. So anyway, I know you don't come to these videos for soccer analysis, but that was my day, and so I came home and basically had dinner, and then by 7:30 last night, I was literally struggling to keep my eyes open, and went to bed. So we're on to another day. The weather's been great, but I will let you know how things are going. Oh, actually, I should tell you. You know, it's funny. I talked, you know, the first day about Sarah talked about how she cried the first day, and she was stressed about, you know, stuff in the house. And yesterday morning, she was on a tear. Let me tell you, she went around and like cleaned out closets and cleaned out stuff. She got old linens that were piled up, and cleaned out the back shed, which had a bunch of stuff in it that kind of had accumulated over the time we were gone. And she was just on a tear. I actually haven't had time to look at everything she did because I was gone. You know, we were either with David or with Emmer all day. But I'm going to go check it out today and maybe get some work done. But that's a story for tomorrow's video. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.